Hi guys, it's Doney again. I've just realized that my water is actually the same water I had when I first started recording this, and I really should pour it out before I started recording, because it's gonna be like stale water, you know? Well, whatever. Let me scooch over. I'm at a weird angle right now, actually, just so that you guys can hear me. I'm actually like slightly bending towards my mic, so I'm looking at the screen from a right angle. In fact, actually, let me do something. I've made myself slightly louder. Okay. Well, what were we doing beforehand? Oh, we're going to the Shrine Maiden. Well, the Shrine... Is it a Shrine Maiden? If it's a guy? I guess this is what the question must be looking forward to, I suppose. Anyway. Time to look for a computer. Dot. Your accomplishments mean nothing to me. What are you talking about? When I arrive at Yanabayashi's shrine, I find my assistant waiting there for some reason. She glares at me with her usual frown. What was that phone call about? I just wanted to ask you where you were. And since you said you were coming here, I came. Nobody asked you to come. And yet, here I am. Why is she always in such a bad mood? Why'd you come to see me? Not because I wanted to or anything, don't get me wrong. That's what they all say. Also, it's August. I forgot. I didn't even realize. She just keeps these abusive words coming. I can't stop thinking about what you said yesterday. What I said? About the IBM 5100 and CERN. I'm calling it 5100, by the way. It rolls much better. Of course, you're working for CERN, not the organization. You're here to kill me, aren't you? That's what I thought. You have the face of a killer. What's wrong with my face? How rude. Can you calm down a bit? You're always screwing around. I can't believe you're older than me. Calm down? You understand what it's like to live on the run. Never know when the next assassin will strike. All I'm hearing is gibberish. You come here to pick a fight? I just want to know how the IBM 5100 and CERN are related. Don't you mean you're interested in CERN's time machine research? Be honest with yourself. Shut up, I'm not interested in time machines at all. More importantly, did you find the IBM 5100? That's why I'm here. Kiryu looks up at Yanabayashi's shrine small archway. Shrine? Correct. Then, with perfect timing, a beautiful boy dressed in Miko garb appears from the nearby shrine office, holding a bamboo broom. Ah, Oka, Gzyovh-san, hello. Lukaku, why don't you have it? Huh? Are you talking about Demon Sword Samidare? I thought I told you to carry it at all times. I'm sorry, but it gets in the way when I'm cleaning, so... What if they attack while you're cleaning? Nobody's gonna come to your rescue, you know. That's true. I'll be more careful from now on. Hey, what are you two talking about? Lukaku finally notices Gursu, and gives me a puzzled look. Who might this be? My assistant. No, what kind of introduction is that? I'm only telling the truth, Christina. You're not Japanese? I am Japanese. Anyway, Lukaku, I need to talk to your father about... Wait, introduce me properly. You want to be introduced? Properly? It's unnatural not to be introduced in this situation. I didn't come here to introduce you to Lukaku. An introduction wouldn't take more than 10 seconds. What's wrong with you? Please don't fight. Lukaku's flustered. Looks like he thinks we're fighting. This is Makise Kurisu, my assistant. Yeah, whatever, assistant. Whatever. Nice to meet you, Makise-san. Arushibar Luka. Nice to meet you too. How old are you? 17 this year. And you're younger than me. Oh, really? Makise-san, you're so grown up, I can't believe we're only a year apart. That means you look old. She glares at me. No, that's not what I mean. You're very beautiful. Thanks. I think you're very cute. But he's a guy. I probably shouldn't tell her that. The shock from learning the truth might be enough to make her go back to America. You're introduced? Happy? Can we move on now? You are such a jerk. Anyway, Lukaku, I require an audience with your father. Can you make it happen? Yes, sure, but why did you talk to my dad? It's a grave matter that concerns the future of mankind. The future? Of mankind? I'll go get him. Lukaku races into the shrine office. He believes just about everything I say. He's really easy to deal with, unlike my rebellious assistant. Shoot! No, the night cat too cold? Kurisu sniffing should keep her too occupied to scold me for a while. Lukaku's father soon appears. Lukaku is pretty flustered. He's practically dragging his father behind him. Hurry, Dad! Dad, hurry! Sorry, hurry, Dad, hurry. There we go. Slow down a little. If you rush me, I could fall. But the future of mankind is at stake. Oh, well, that's certainly serious. I've met Lukaku's father several times before. He's a gentle, respectful adult, with the exception of how he raised Lukaku. Apparently, the reason Lukaku wears Miko garb is because his father requested it. Maybe his dad's a pervert. No, it's not like I mean to mock the Shinto priesthood or anything like that. Ah, Hoyoin-kun. It's been a while. Thank you for always taking care of Luka. The honor is mine. His name's in Hoyoin. It's Okabe. Oh, really? You there, assistant, stop making things complicated. I'm just telling him the truth. What did she come here for? Luka told me his name was Hoyoin. Maybe Luka was just playing a trick on me, haha. That's not it, Dad. Okabe-san is his real name, and Hoyoin is, I'm Hoyoin. Okabe Rintaro is the name your parents gave you, right? Are you denying that? Just be quiet, zombie. Who's a zombie? Hahaha, it's great that you all get along. Luka's dad looks at Kurisu. Are you one of Luka's friends too? Please get along from Luka from now on. As you can see, this child of mine is so delicate. Come on, Dad. Kurisu looks like she's gonna cry for some reason. What's wrong? Is she upset that Luka's father assumes she's a friend? Kurisu notices my stare and quickly turns away. Obviously, because she has a bad relationship with her father. Dude, you're so dumb sometimes. Still, Hoyoin-kun, did you DB for something? That's right, this is not time for idle chatter. This meeting will shape the course of Ragnarok. The future of mankind is, well, whatever. I'm a mad scientist, not some sort of hero. I explained to Lukaku's father how I need the IBN 5100, and then I asked him if that retro PC was donated to the Yanabayashi Shrine. Of course, I don't disclose any classified information, like how we plan to hack CERN or how it's all related to time machine research. I don't know if donate is the right word to use, but an old computer was entrusted to this shrine about 9 years ago. Eh? No way, really? That's it, that has to be it. Please wait here, I'll go get it. Lukaku's father comes back in about 10 minutes. His face is bright red and he's carrying a large cardboard box. His gait is fairly unsteady. I wonder if he'll be okay. Whew, it was hard to dig out. I think this is what you're looking for? Luka's dad places the box on the ground and takes a deep breath as he rubs his back. Was it that heavy? I thank him and take a look inside. Yeah, that's probably it. An IBM 5100! Inside is a simple computer with an integrated monitor. An integrated monitor. The monitor is only about as big as a GPS screen. I compare it to the IBM 5100 image I got from Shining Finger. They look very similar. Ah, look at this! Lukaku points to a logo between the tape drive and the monitor. It says IBM 5100 portable computer. Finally, I have solved Akiba's urban legend. This is the Phantom PC of Akibara. It's in excellent condition. There's only a thin layer of dust on it, but it looks like we'll need to plug it in to see if it works. Now the problem is whether Lukaku's father will lend it to me. Arushi Barashi, I'll be blunt. May I borrow this computer? Sure. Seriously? Is it okay for a police to just lend property out like that? Items which were donated to the shrine? I'd never heard anything like that. That's why I was expecting him to refuse. When this was entrusted to us, the owner said this. If a young man ever appears and says that he needs this computer no matter what, please lend it to him with my blessings. I didn't think it would actually happen, to be honest. I'd forgotten about it entirely until you reminded me. I'm happy to lend it to you, Hoyoing-kun, but please be sure to return it when you're done, okay? Of course, thank you. I bow deeply, but in my heart I'm gritting like a madman. I can't stop laughing. Things are going better than I anticipated. It's almost like everything's being handed to me on a silver platter. It is. 'Cause time travel? Now certain secret will be laid bare. Blah, blah, blah. We can expose our wicked research and possibly even gather hints on the creation of a time machine. Sorry. Hit my mouse. And then I can complete the first time machine in human history. Now I have to get the IBM 5100 back to the lab, but unfortunately I don't have a car to transport it. In fact, I don't even have a license. Same goes for my assistant. Can't Americans start driving at 16? How come we don't have a license? What, something wrong with that? I spend all my time doing research. You're wasting your youth. I thought so too, until I met you, and now I realize I'm doing just fine. Touché. No fighting, please. Lukaku's flustered again. You're a lifesaver, Lukaku. Thank your father again for me. Luka's dad has already returned to the shrine office. Lukaku nods. Your father's a lovely man. Eh? Lukaku and I freeze at my assistant's nonchalant words. My father's married. Adultery is bad. Huh? I see, assistant. See you like older men. Hey, wait, don't misunderstand you two. That's not what I meant. I won't give up my father. Please don't cry. I just meant I was jealous of how well you get along with your father, that's all. Eh? Of course. I'm sorry for the weird misunderstanding. That was so rude of me. Don't cry. We resolved the misunderstanding, so it's all okay. But in the depths of your heart lie feelings for Luka's dad. Die. Christina turns away. I decide to leave it at that. Angering her any further could lead to violence. Lukaku, don't forget your practice swings with Samidare. Yes, sir. I'll do my best. Outside Congolese. Kangaroo, don't forget it. I'm sorry. It's okay. Hey, what kind of lowlife teases a girl? I wouldn't know. Lukaku is a guy. Alright, stop zooming in. We get it. I ignore Christina and lift up a box with the IBM 5100 inside. It's heavy. I can barely get it off the ground. I put it down for now. Now I know why Luka's dad was red in the face when he brought this thing in. Is it that heavy? Pathetic. It's only as big as a CRT monitor. Then why don't you try carrying it? Then you'll understand. Kurisu sighs, grabs what's in the cardboard box, and lifts. She strains with all her might, but gives up without lifting it even a centimeter. It's really heavy. She blusters slightly, but still maintains her usual frown. My assistant seems to have a strong competitive spirit. This thing's gotta weigh like 30 kilos. Maybe we should have borrowed a pushcart. Rushibara-san, is there one in the shrine? There is one, but actually it's broken. I'm sorry. Oh, is there some other place we could borrow? No, we don't need a pushcart. Then how are you gonna bring it back? It takes about 10 minutes to walk to your rundown lab from here. It may be too heavy for one person, but it's a different story for two. You and I just need to carry it together. Why else do you think I made you my assistant? So that's why. Well, if we carry it together, we might be able to manage, but I refuse. Huh? I said no. I'm pretty sure you said, but I refuse. Shut up, I said no. But I refuse is a famous manga quote. Could Kurisu be an @channeler? Ah, you JoJo fan. Point my finger. The whole reason you made me a lab one was to borrow my knowledge. From this is elementary to derive the following. I won't do physical labor. I see, then I guess I have no choice. I'll do my best to carry it, but... I glance at Lukaku. He twitches when he notices my look, then timidly raises his hand with tears in his eyes. And I will. Eh? You're gonna help? Will you be okay? Yes, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I forgot the stutter in the right place. No, Lukaku, I shouldn't make you help me. I can manage by myself. But we're friends, Okabe-san. I want to help you. No, I'll do it myself. I'll help you. Then, me too. Please, go ahead. Eh? What? Don't you know, Christina? This is what you would call a Japanese gag. You sneaky. Thanks for the backup, Lukako. Now that that's settled, my assistant will help you carry the computer, so you don't have to help. Thanks for the offer. Okay, if that's how it is then. Now, assistant, since you volunteered, I won't let you refuse. Grab hold and heave. Fine. When I lift the up the cardboard box, the burden's considerably easier when distributed between two people. Why do we have to be face to face? Our positions that we're looking at each other. But there's no other way to hold it, so what can you do? Let's just go. I start to walk out of the shrine. Hey, stop! I said stop! You're a nosy one. Don't walk forwards and I have to walk backwards. Let's walk sideways. Whatever, get moving, assistant. Hey, listen, please just listen, I can't walk backwards! Of course you can, you're my assistant. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I can't. I'm asking you to go sideways. No, I'm telling you to go sideways. Sideways, I'm gonna fall! It's dark by the time we get to the lab. It's normally less than a 50-minute walk, but since Kirisu kept begging to take breaks, it ended up taking twice as long. We finally made it. I'm exhausted. If you didn't complain so much about every little thing, we would have gotten here sooner. Right back at you, you stopped to take a break at least 5 times along the way. That's because I wasn't feeling well. Are you okay? It's just, occasionally my right arm aches, and when it does, dark destructive impulses overcome my soul. Shut up or I'll tear the peripheral nerves out of that arm. Holy crap, there's something wrong with this girl. About my nerves? That's like something from last year's New Gen incidents. Okay, I'll shut up. Let's bring the IBM 5100 into the lab. The final barrier awaits. We have to ascend this rickety building's narrow staircase. Shouldn't you get your friends to help? You're right. I check the window, the lab's lights are on. Part-time warrior comes out of the Brawn Tube workshop with perfect timing. If it isn't a color in Taro, what you got there? You wanna know? Then I'll tell you. Wait, if you're just gonna stand and talk, shouldn't we put the box down first? Yeah, actually, wait, this will only take a second. Oh, what is it? What if I told you it's IBM 5100? No way, you found it? Wow, way to go, Cover and Taro. I wish you'd stop calling me by my full name. If he's gonna do that, you should at least call me Hoyo and Koyoma. Where was it? Heavy. Chris starts giving in. I'm about at my limit too. Let's put it down. Kurisu and I placed it on the ground gently so as to not damage the contents. So, where was it? Yanabayashi Shrine. Yanabayashi Shrine? Like, you mean a Shinto shrine? Yeah. Why was it there? Then suddenly Suzuha looks at Kurisu. Ah! She gasps and approaches Kurisu until they're close enough to feel each other's breath. Whoa, they're gonna kiss. Yes? Magise Kurisu? Yes? For some reason, she stares at Kurisu with frightful intensity. Kurisu narrows her eyes in opposition. What's going on here? I can't move a muscle. The air's so thick with tension. What is it? Have I done something wrong? Suzuha turns away and without looking back disappears in the Brawn Tube workshop. Who is that? Now Kurisu demands answers from me. She works part-time at that store. Why was she glaring at me? How should I know? Did you do something to make her angry? I've never seen her before in my life. How rude. Kurisu picked up a fight with me the first time we met too, but that was a hallucination, so I don't say anything. I get Daru and Mayuri to come down and help us, and the 4 of us carry the IBM 5100 upstairs. Good work everyone, with this we can fight. Who are you fighting? CERN, and the system that rules this world. If that's what makes you happy. Happy? I do not desire happiness. Have you forgotten? I am an insane mad scientist. But our desire is chaos. The time machine exists to bring chaos to the world. Mahahaha. Never mind happiness. You're like a junkie hyper-secreting beta endorphins. Dang. Got him. Ocarine, I don't want you to do bad things. Ocarine, I don't want you doing bad things, remember? But wow, I can't believe you found one. You make the impossible look easy. That's why we love you. That's why we... I certainly don't admire him. Eh? 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 For a moment, there's a complete silence. It's all thanks to Mayushi! Mayuri's oblivious as always, puffs out her chest with pride. But I don't miss Kurisu's relieved sigh. She keeps dropping manga quotes. Does this mean what I think it means? Without Mayuri's info, Akane would still be lost in the streets of Akiba. Mayuri's right, she did well this time. Anyway, it's time for Mayushi to go home. What about you, Chris-chan? Wanna go together? Thanks, but I'm gonna stay here a little longer. Looks like Kurisu's interested in the IBM 5100 and CERN after all. That reminds me, I haven't filled her in yet. Okay, but you should go home before it gets too late. See you tomorrow! Da-da-da. Mayuri waves her hand as she leaves. Now then, Daru, when do you think you can use the IBM 5100 to hack CERN? Well... Daru talks as he plugs the IBM's power adapter into the wall. He turns the machine on and the power supply begins to make a turbulent noise. Wow, it actually turned on. First, I need to learn how to use this thing. It looks like looking it up is going to be a pain. It might take a while. I can't play with this thing and search for the server admin's ID at the same time. Alright, prioritize the ID search. If possible, I'd like you to get the IBM 5100 ready to use this month, though. There's still 30 days in this month. It's not going to take that long. That's my super hacka. Well, sorry, I'm getting mail. We haven't any leads yet, nothing at all on my end. I've been to a lot of stores, but none of them had an IBM 5100 on display. Maybe I should have tried asking. Anyway, let me know if you found anything. Okay. Hey, Okabe. Huh? What? I look up. Kurisu is glaring at me. Did you just call me? I called you... Okabe? Called me Okabe? I take one step towards Kurisu. And she takes a step back. Time out, time out. Daru tries to hold me back, but I shake him off and take a step closer. Kurisu doesn't step back this time. Without taking her eyes off me, she bites her lip hard and curls her hands into fists. Did you just call me Okabe? I did. Problem? Yes, I'm younger than you, but you insist on calling me by ridiculous names like Christina and Zombie, so I don't think I need to show you any respect adding son, and besides. That's not the problem. Huh? I'm not Okabe. I'm Oyoin Koyoma. How many times do I have to tell you, Christina? God, you're so full of yourself. From now on, call me Hoyoin, that or Koyoma. No. Kurisu snaps at me and turns away. Are those tears I see in her eyes? Are you crying? I'm not crying. It's not like I was scared of you for a second there or anything, and I definitely wasn't relieved when you started talking like an idiot again, okay? She stalks over to the window and stares outside. I see her wipe her eyes with the back of her hand, so she was crying after all. Dude, you're scaring girls, man. Daru, why is my sister crying? She said so herself just now. All I did was correct her on my name. Maybe she only acts strong, but is actually weak on the inside. That would be pretty moe. Well, whatever. Back to checking mail. Dude, stop intimidating girls. I know you hang out with a lot of weird girls, but like, you need to chill the fuck out sometime. But I'm thirsty from this hard day's work, so before that I take a fresh Dr. P out of the fridge. Hey, aren't you gonna tell me what's going on? Dr. People. I toss the bottle to Kurisu once he turns around. Yeah! Kurisu tries to catch it but fails magnificently. Don't open that. She picks the bottle up off the floor, then shoots me a glare. I'll explain in a second. Drink that while you wait. Don't open that, it's gonna explode in your face. Gee, thanks. I need to send a reply to Shining Finger. She ended up being no help at all, but I suppose I can't just say nothing. I got the goods. Over. I sent as concise a message as possible. Now then, she's gonna text back immediately. I turn to reply to Kurisu, but the reply goes before I can open my mouth. Turn around in less than 5 seconds. She must have her phone in hand 24/7. That's the only possible explanation. Gimme, what nonsense. Goods? You found an IBM 5100? Gimme! Exclamation point, Moika. Gimme, what nonsense is this? Sir, I'm not the owner. I can't just give it to you. Email. I send that. Another instant reply. Let me borrow it. It's easy to imagine what will happen if I lend it to her. She'll disappear and I'll never see the IBM 5100 again. No borrowing it either. You can come over to our lab if you want to see it, but no touching. The address is... Nah. I add the lab's address and send the email. No more replies come. Sorry for the wait, Christina. I look up and see Kurisu drinking the Dr. P. Oh, it didn't explode in her face. Oh, you're a fan of the doc, I see? Shut up. Oh, man. I hope you find no love interests, ever. I hope no one ever loves you. Looking like a dork here. It makes me hurt, because I act like this too. Well, I don't, actually. I'm much nicer. I've lived 7 years at its birthplace, after all. Excellent. We'll make great drinking buddies. I'm a minor. That's not what I meant. I meant Dr. P drinking buddies. Is that all you drink? Kurisu shrugs her shoulders and takes another swig, stealing me to talk. And so I explain how Daru and I hacked into CERN, and how they've already had the LHC in operation for 9 years, and how they've successfully created mini black holes, and how it looks like they're researching time travel, and also how they haven't disclosed any of that to the world. Kurisu's expression grows more and more intense as she listens to the story. CERN certainly is acting strange, but how is the IBM 5100 involved? CERN's database uses the IBM 5100. So, the only way to decrypt that database is to use an IBM 5100 of our own. How do you know that? I have my sources. I don't drop Tyler's name. I have no doubt the genius girl would laugh if I did. Kurisu puts a finger to her lip, deep in thought. Setting the IBM 5100 and such aside, I want to see proof that CERN's really doing that sort of research. True, we didn't get any definite proof of CERN's time travel research last time we hacked them. Dara, will it take much longer to find the server admin's account? Actually, I was just thinking about doing that. It shouldn't take more than half a day, I guess. Here you go. I'll wait until then. You'll wait? It's already getting dark. Why not go home for tonight and come back tomorrow morning? No thanks, I'll wait. I want to know as soon as possible, even if it's all just a 9 microseconds sooner. That's the spirit. You're already fascinated by the conspiracy. You can't help but know what lies at the heart of CERN. If what you guys are saying is true, then this isn't something to joke about. CERN's the world's top research institution. If they're doing secret experiments without publishing their results, they're making fools of scientists the world over. Only if it's true, though. Finish this by impetus. Deciding that point again. Wait, okay. Drink time, drink time. Alright, got to check out the stagnant water before I take a drink. Alright, sorry. Oh. I actually put some, like, flavor packets in my water, and it tastes like citrus now, and that threw me off. I don't think she believes us. Anyway, Daru, I leave it to you. According to Daru's research, the IBM 5100 weighs 25 kilos. For now, we'll leave it on the shelf in the development room. Where is it in the BG? Come on, where's it in the background? Okay, the cardboard box to the room, half dragging it. Kurisu follows. Can you show me the phone wave? Indeed I can. Want to experiment? You haven't been able to send another email to the past yet, right? Do you know why? I can only shake my head. Let's run some tests. Kurisu looks around the development room. Man, you have a ton of junk. Not junk. Since you're new to the Future Gadget Laboratory, I'll explain. These are the glorious fruits of our science, the Future Gadgets. Future Gadgets 1 through 7 are stored here. The phone wave, from which we've already familiar, is gadget number 8. Future Gadgets, huh? Kurisu casually picks up Future Gadget 4, Mode Snake, up from the shelf and stares at it. Hey, isn't this a weapon? Future Gadget number 4, Mode Snake, designed after a Claymore landmine, is an instant humidifier. How confusing! Insert water and then turn the power on, and in mere seconds generates a thick cloud of steam. So it's junk, I thought so. Kurisu sighs and returns Mode Snake to the shelf. I'm borrowing this. Without waiting for a reply, she grabs Daru's never-worn lab coat from the shelf and puts it on gallantly. Whoa! Dang, you're right. No, you're right. You know what? I came around to it. She looks sick. It's just not right without a lab coat. Overcome with emotion, I seize Kurisu's hand and grasp it firmly. Hey! Assistant, you get it, don't you? Get what? Let go! If you're gonna do science, you need a lab coat, right? I told Daru over and over, but he wouldn't wear one. But my assistant is different. She put it on before I even said anything. I knew you were meant for this, Christina. You're the best assistant the scientist could ask for. Let me write. Again. You're the best assistant a mad scientist could ask for. I don't know if that's supposed to be a compliment, but it's coming off as an insult. Now let go. Ow. He shakes off my hand and turns it back to me. I'm giving you that lab coat to commemorate you joining the lab. Don't worry, it's never been worn. Or maybe this fateful encounter between you and that lab coat was decided by destiny long ago. Dar not wearing it was just another inevitability. This is the choice of Steins. Shut up, so we can start the experiment. Oh. Kursu thrusts both hands into her lab coat's pockets and bends down to look at the time machine now placed underneath the table. The previous experiment broke the table and even left a hole in the floor. There's a danger that will happen again if we successfully reproduce the discharge phenomenon, so unfortunately we'll have to leave it on the floor for now. So you haven't tampered with the microwave at all? I point to the X68000. There's a code on the screen. It's in terminal mode now. We can change the factory settings like this, make the microwave do things that the manufacturer never intended. How was it set when the discharge phenomenon occurred? Nothing out of the ordinary. It was at the factory settings. I'll take a banana. The bunch of bananas only has 3 bananas left. Those are my Yuri's. Oh, so I don't need your permission then. I'll go buy new bananas tomorrow. Tomorrow, baby. Kirsten takes one banana from the bunch, squats down, and places it inside the phone wave named subject to change. She begins to type on her phone. She pushes send and the phone wave named subject to change begins to turn backwards. After 120 seconds, the chime rings. Nothing happened. The banana is still in the microwave, unjellified. Ow! Kursu yelps as she tries to take out the banana and quickly draws back her hand. She starts blowing her fingers on her fingers. It's hot. I mean the microwave had functioned normally. This proves that the hidden function microwave found wasn't a freezing function, but we knew that already. Undaunted, Kursu throws in a new banana and once again begins reverse rotation for 120 seconds. That banana warms up too. We can't reproduce the Xlevifkh phenomenon, much less send mail to the past. What does this mean? I guess what happened earlier was an irregularity after all. I don't know if it's an irregularity or not, but we ought to investigate the cause. I agree. We agree for once. Kursu's motives and my motives are probably the exact opposite. My assistant here wants to disprove the theory that the phone wave named subject to change is in fact a time machine. In the previous experiment, after spending 120 seconds of the phone wave named subject to change, banana teleported back to the bunch jellified. We should consider that it returned to its state 120 seconds before. Wrong. If it returned to its state 120 seconds before, it wouldn't be jellified. So she wants to say that because it was jellified, it didn't travel back in time. The chicken returned to its frozen state without jellifying. That logic is dubious. Sure, it ended up frozen, but did you examine the possibility that it might have been jellified first? No, I didn't. I think Myri ate the frozen chicken. Salt didn't jellify. You mean nothing changed? After the discharge phenomenon occurred last time, we spent all night experimenting with cabbage, radishes, rice, cognac, melon bread, crunchy coon, and chicken and cup noodles. I almost said chicken noodles. Well, it might have been chicken flavored, I don't know. Nothing happened. The same thing with liquids. On that day, our success rate took a 180-degree turn. Before the discharge phenomenon, everything succeeded. After the discharge phenomenon, everything failed. Is the microwave storing electricity? You said the Delphi objects became fractal structure, right? Salt is a simple structure by nature, so maybe that had an effect, but how could electricity be related? Here, we should think under the assumptions of time travel theory. No, it's not good to start thinking from the conclusion. We've already had several successful experiments, you can't deny that. I'm not especially concerned whether this thing is a time machine or not. To begin with, it's physically impossible for this tiny little microwave to produce energy equivalent to the Big Bang. Kursu frowns deeply. We can't reproduce the discharge phenomenon, nor the fractalization. There should be a reason why. We haven't changed our methods, we haven't changed the settings, we haven't changed the experimental subject either. There must have been some other variable. Maybe it's the one who observes it. What do you mean by that? Quantum theory, the observer is an important element to the experiment. There were 4 of us here when the discharge phenomenon occurred last time, but before that it occurred when Ashita-san was alone. Each time fractalization occurred, there were either 2 or 3 people observing. You and I each saw both phenomena. In other words, the conditions haven't changed. In that case... There must have been some other variable. It's on the tip of my tongue. Then I hear a rumbling sound from Kurisu's stomach. Hungry? Shut up, I haven't eaten anything since lunch. Kurisu turns away as she looks at her watch. 38? Just eat a banana, but only one of the two we just warmed. They are, after all, the fruit of our experiments. Or you could take something from our stock of cup noodles. Don't want any? Well, since you have lived in America for so long, I guess you'd prefer fast food instead. Cup noodles. What? I'll have cup noodles. Cup noodles? What flavors? There's soy sauce flavor and chicken flavor. Heck yeah, chicken. Chicken. She seems in the mood to eat. Also, do you have a fork? Haha, America. I have a fork, actually. Here, let me bang it on my microphone. Actually, I'm sorry, that was probably loud. It's a plastic fork I took from the dining hall. It's past midnight. 8 o'clock, the two of us silently ate cup noodles and warm bananas. Dara said didn't want any, and ever since then we've been examining the phone wave to name subject change. I've mainly focused on the terminal mode settings through the X68000. The programs Dara wrote are all wizard class though, so I can't understand most of them. Kirsu's been examining the AC adapter and the lab's electrical switchboard for a while, though we stopped her when she tried to disassemble them. It's early morning and she still shows no sign of leaving. Where's she staying anyway? She's been in Japan for 1 or 2 months, and she did say she was going back to America this month. The trains aren't running this late, so I guess she might not be able to leave even if she wants to. But in that case, why didn't she leave before the train stopped? Don't tell me she plans to stay. No girls have ever stayed over at the lab. Myri has a curfew, so she always goes back home to Ikebukuro. Dara and I figured we'd stay here though. It's not an exaggeration to say we live here half the time. Maybe it's normal for American girls to stay overnight in labs. Christina, is it okay to stay here this late? Perhaps you should contact your family. No need. What? Do your parents let you do whatever you want? Chrissy turns to me and sighs. I haven't seen my father in 7 years. My mother's in America. I'm living in a hotel right now, understand? What? Living in a hotel? Well, true, renting an apartment for just a month is absurd, but... You damn celebrity. If you're an American, you should at least use a motel instead of a hotel, right? I'm not an American, and there aren't any motels in the heart of Tokyo. What sort of hotel? What do you mean? It's a normal hotel in I can't even. Okonomizu. Okonomizu? You can walk here from here, can't you? Sure. I see, that's why she's so flexible with her schedule. I finally understand. So, tell me about your father. Sorry? You said you haven't seen him in 7 years. Why do you care about my father? You're the one who mentioned him. Isn't that basically a hidden message saying, please give me some advice about my father, please? You're crazy. You were my assistant, and I can't let my assistant have any worries, so tell me everything that's on your mind. ... Kurisu pouts and says no more. Instead, she glares at the circuit box on the wall. What's wrong? I have nothing to say to you. Oh, I know. Your father was a hero, but then he fell to evil, and now he wears a black mask and cape and goes, hee cool, right? And in the future, you two are destined to fight, and... I think I heard Kurisu's teeth grind. You're really mad at me, aren't you? Don't make fun. Kurisu doesn't look me in the eye, but her low voice tells me how mad she is. Of people's family issues like that. You're trampling on my heart. Could her father's situation be a landmine? Maybe I should apologize. I try to think of the words, but before I say anything, I can say anything. Hell yeah! Dara's war cry echoes through the lab. Did you get it? Mission complete. Dara shows his white teeth in a wide grin as he gives a thumbs up. I got the server admin's ID and password. Now we can peep as much as we want. Oh yeah! And the IBM 5100 database? That's separate, duh. The server admin's unrelated. I mean, it's a database of normally unreadable code, so there's a limit to who can access it. Doesn't look like even the lab director can access it. There are positions higher than that? There's something called the CERN Executive Council. So they call it a council, eh? What about it? That's a fitting name for our enemy. Prince looks at me coldly. Whatever, let's leave the IBM 5100 database for another day. We're gonna search for data on time travel research. Okie dokie. That Z program we saw last time was suspicious, wasn't it? That and Jilliman's report. We couldn't get concrete information either before. Kirsty stares holes into the monitor. Her angry expression has disappeared. Look carefully, and burned in your eyes, the proof of Stern's actions is conceit upon the world. Oh yeah, baby, found the LHC's project supervisor. Supervisor? That's a pretty important post. Right now, we're peeking inside his computer. Z program. Z obviously stands for jelly. Jelly starts with J. G-E-L-L-Y. Careless mistake. So uncool. What I meant to say is there's no way it would have such a simple name. The name's hiding something important. There has to be a double meaning. Dara, who's been searching through the logs, suddenly stops. Got it! He displays a graphic on the monitor. It looks like a scan of a very old paper document. The letterhead reads C program, top secret. The program began in 1973. When was Steins formed? 1954. I asked Dara, but Kurisu answers instead, her tone flat. I thought that maybe CERN was formed with the Z program in mind, but 54 means my guess was off. When was the IBM 51 out? 5100 put out on market? 1975. So maybe that's why the IBM 5100 was central to CERN's operations. The years match, after all. No, that's wrong. It can't be something as stupidly simple as that. There has to be a worldwide conspiracy involved. Maybe IBM held the proprietary programming language in the IBM 5100 for the sole purpose of use in CERN's Z program. What is that text in the middle of the screen? Whack. IBM and CERN are co-conspirators, and both of them are being manipulated from the shadows by an even larger organization. Yeah, that's way more interesting. JPEG? Come on, I can't copy-paste this. Dara mutters some complaint. The text isn't in French. What's on screen right now looks like English. Actually, there's French, Dutch, and German versions too. The content looks the same though. CERN's purpose heading into the 21st century shall be to establish control over space and time, thereby to enable the destruction of the extant history and the creation of an everlasting utopia. Ruled by the committee, that encompasses the entirety of past and future events. Kursu suddenly starts speaking at a stilted clip. Oh, right, Maki said she can do English. Way to go, assistant. Your study abroad in America was all for the sake of the day, wasn't it? Of course not. Stop assigning people roles in your fantasy world. Dara relinquishes his chair, allowing Kurisu to sit in front of the computer. In order to maintain this project's secrecy, and to allow its name to remain relevant in changing circumstances, we designated the Z program. Z, like the Greek Omega, or the Cyrillic Ya. I did not pronounce... Yeah, whatever. It has been to assign any meaning to this name or to seek its significance beyond the project itself, and negative returns are predicted should this edict be violated. The Z program is a top-secret program spanning international borders, like electromagnetic wave research. It has been approved for top priority funding by the Committee of 300. Henceforth, all of the project's research platform by CERN shall function to keep the Z program's existence secret. I guess Kurisu is reading the preface to a document. It's getting rather dull. Is there anything specific about what exactly the Z program is? Dara types on the keyboard from the side, bringing up another window. Here. This can't be. Kurisu bends forward and stares wide-eyed at the words on the screen. What is it? The purpose of the Z program is to perform time-space displacement experiments by means of high-energy proton-proton collisions. Time-space displacement experiments. In other words, time travel! I have to struggle to keep from shouting. I quickly run over to the window and close it. It might make it hotter inside, but it would be worse if people outside overheard us. No way, is this true? It was true? You telling me they've been deceiving the world for nearly 40 years? Just as I suspected, a great shadow lurks behind CERN, most likely the organization, or one of its puppets. What organization, you Chunibyo nut job? At least try to be serious about it some of the time. Don't be ridiculous, my words are always grounded in truth. Anyway, shouldn't it be the committee instead of the organization? That's what it says here. The Committee of 300? I don't think they mean CERN's Executive Council. What are they talking about? The world is full of lies. It's not as beautiful as you think. Listen, Ocarina. I'm listening. The Committee of 300 is the dark power that controls every secret society, every government, every multinational corporation. You're making things up again. It's the truth. Google it if you don't believe me. Until now, the human race, for all its accomplishments, has never been able to overcome the barrier called time. The technology of time travel, which can break through that barrier, will change the course of human history, literally. As it was when we split the atom, the forbidden fruit of the potential to grant us godlike power. Not a man exists who can resist its temptation. And naturally, all those with power will use any means at their disposal to obtain it. Human morality is not but a joke to those who would stand with the gods. Understand, Christina? Wow, that was quite a speech. Since you seem to know so much about it, does that mean you're aiming for godhood too? What Hoyoin Koyoma desires is the destruction of all who would call themselves gods, the collapse of their hateful system, and a glorious new age of chaos. Wahahaha! I'm not asking Hoyoin, I'm asking Okabe. I am Hoyoin! In other words, you don't have your own reason. Damn you, assistant, how dare you attack my very identity? Forget about him, Akiseshi. Please keep reading. Dara, what do you mean, forget about me? I'm tired of listening to conspiracy theories. I'm more interested in the Z program than any of your delusions. I told you they're not delusions, and they're not theories. But Dara does have a point. Our top priority now is to expose the dark side of the international research organization known as STERN. Continue, assistant. At least so respect when you're asking a favor. Although huffing out her complaints, Kurisu obediently goes back to translating. Stage 1. Construction implementation of Large Hadron Collider. Over the past half-century, beginning with the proton synchronization completed in 1959, particle accelerator technology has reached a point where standardized results may be obtained. Stage 2. Implementation and testing of Xlevifkh technology. The formation of more than 2 artificial localized singularities, as well as the formation of Kerr black holes, will become possible when the stage is complete. In order to hide the program's true goal, it is necessary to intentionally leak misinformation regarding the formation of black holes. Stage 3. Animal experimentation. Stage 4. Kurisu stops talking. He takes a deep breath and finally mutters angrily, Human experimentation. Well, that's no good. For real? A chill runs up my spine. I admit it, some part of me still saw this as a game. I was elated to discover that an institution as respected as CERN was actually doing time travel research. After all, we ourselves had succeeded, whether by chance or design, in producing our own time travel phenomenon. I thought that maybe we could beat CERN to the first functional time machine design, and wouldn't that be something? But now, just like I said to Kurisu, the world is full of lies. Morals are meaningless. Was it really okay for us to get involved in this? Hey, Ocarina, remember when we hacked in before? I'm pretty sure that email we read said this. Result error, human is dead, mismatch for details. See the Jilliman's report. Someone died? Could that have something to do with human experimentation? My throat goes dry. Cold sweat seeps through my brow, and it's not because of the heat. Kurisu and Dara are waiting for me to speak. Are they entrusting the decision to me? I ask myself, is this really okay? Are you sure? There's no turning back. True, but I can live with myself if I ignore this conspiracy. Daru, look up the Jellyman's report. Really? Really, but first, Christina. Eh? You should leave. Why are you suddenly... The Jellyman's report, it just gives me a bad feeling. Once we see it, we can no longer return to our normal lives. You're a genius, you're already published. For crying out loud, there's no need to throw away your promising future. Are you worried about me? Of course I am, you're my assistant after all. I keep telling you I'm not your assistant. Thanks for your concern, but I'm not leaving. We need to expose this truth to the world. No, it's too dangerous. You chickening out? We're powerless against this conspiracy. One wrong move and they'll have us erased. But still, this isn't a game. I'm not joking here. Fine, I won't tell anyone. Though her expression shows she still doesn't agree, she finally submits. But I'm not leaving. It'll keep me awake at night. You won't regret this? I won't, she declares firmly. I don't know if it's her competitive spirit, or if it's her bravery, or if she's just ignorant to the ways of the world. But it doesn't look like I can persuade her to back down. What about you, Daru? Prepared? Well, I am a super hacker. He's comfortable even in this situation. And with my skills, to let everyone know we were here. That settles it. It's good that Mayuri's not here. I can't get her involved. I look Daru and Kurisu in the eye. Alright, let's begin. Kurisu gives the seat to Daru. Henceforth, this shall be known as Operation... I don't know how to pronounce that. Leigjarm's chest. Why Norse mythology? Is that Norse mythology? Because it's cool, I guess. Anyway, what is it with men in military terms? Daru, begin the operation. Guzo maybe have to say Leigjarms, Leigjarms more often. He soon finds the Jellyman's report. It required a second password authentication, which Daru broke through easily. Ready? I'm opening it. Daru looks at me and Kurisu. I wet my parched lips and nod. The air in the lab suddenly seems thicker. Unable to escape through the closed window, it surrounds us with an oppressive heat. Daru wipes his foot off his forehead with a handkerchief, then timidly presses the enter key. The file opens. At first glance, it looks like a resume. There's a photograph on the top right. The top left is a name, age, height, weight, and other information. In the center is a long string of English text. Underneath that, there's something attached, like a scan of a newspaper clipping with a black and white photo. And then I know. I know exactly what the Jellyman and Jellyman's report means. Jellyman's report 10. Oh, that's not good. Subject, James McCarthy, age 13, American. Z program stage 4, date of experiment 2005, January 28th, TT3, TI1305. Kurusu bends down Dara's shoulder, reading the contents out loud. Results, error, human is dead, mismatch. That again. It is believed that due to the infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the singularity inside the Kerr black hole. April 3rd, 1921, New York City. An identified man was discovered dead in an alley off Union Square. The right half of his body was embedded in a nearby wall. It sounds like Kurusu was reading the newspaper article at the end. The man's body was completely jellified. That's no good. Oh, Chapter 3, Butterfly Effects Divergence. Oh, quick save, yay! The ticking of the clock is like a hammer inside my head. It's past 2 a.m. The window is closed and the lab is silent but for the humming of the computer. We stare at the gruesome image displayed on the monitor, speechless. I was right. We're in too deep. I half expect guys in black suits and sunglasses to kick down the door and drag us off to a secret military prison. Better make sure the door is locked. What's going on here? Darrow breaks the silence with a disbelieving whisper. They jellified someone? Upon hearing the familiar word jellified, I reflectively look at the bunch of bananas placed next to the computer. There's only one banana left. We didn't have a single successful experiment today, so none of them are jellified. I don't think this is a mere coincidence. The jellified banana is produced by the phone wave, named subject to change, and the jellified corpse is produced by Stern's experiments. They seem identical in nature. They're experimenting on people. Kurusu speaks calmly despite her grim expression. She doesn't even avert her eyes from the gruesome image. And this means they've created a time machine, doesn't it? Even if it's not perfect. Eh? I'm still in shock, so I don't quite grasp the meaning of Kurusu's words. This New York Times article is from 1921. 90 years ago. Look. Kurusu points to the part of the black and white photograph, her fingers shaking slightly. The jellified corpse of the man she's pointing to his shoulder, which is writing on it. Perhaps it was printed on his clothes. It's fused into the jellified body, but you can still manage to read it. Ah, CERN. So, CERN used the LHC to send someone back to 1921? Looks like they failed to keep him alive, though. Is this the only report? No, there's more. Looks like 14 people in total. More jellymen? That means more jellified people, more victims of human experimentation. I swallow hard. I'm awfully thirsty. I take a cold Dr. Pee out of the fridge and wet my throat. Show me the others. Darrow pulls up another report. Without being told to, Kurusu begins translating out loud. Gentleman's report number 9. Subject, Dan Stratsky, age 26. Canadian. Stratsky? I don't know. It's Stratsky. Lead program 4. Date of experiment 2004, September 6th. Time? 2:10. Results, error. Human is dead. Mismatch. The newspaper clipping. I think it's in French. I can't read it. You can read the date though, January 31st, 2001. The location is Pau, France, I guess. 2001, that's fairly recent. A pretty big difference from James McCarthy, who jumped nearly 9 years back to 1921. Darrow calls up a machine translation, giving us the following. January 31st, 2001. Collapsed male corpse discovered in forest outside Pau, France. Its left foot was fused to a tree trunk and the body had jellified. Darrow goes to the next report. Oh no, it's a woman. Someone's report 8. Subject, Linda Hill, age 25, British. Z program 4, date of experiment, February 15th, 2004. Time, 1:45. Results, error, human is dead, mismatch. October 2nd, 1972, the jellified body of a woman was discovered on the streets of Dharmapuri in Tamil Nadu, India. There were signs that the body had been run over by a car. Yuck. There goes in the next page. Gentleman's Report 7. Oh, this one's at least in a more noticeable language. Subject, Michael Lang. Age 33, German. Z Program 4, Day of Experiment, October 8th, 2002. Time, 1:28. Results, error. Human is dead, mismatch. The article clipping is written in Japanese. Looks like a pre-war newspaper. May 24th, 1936. The corpse of what is believed to be a jellified human was discovered at the base of Mount I don't even know. Heiai? In Kyoto. Yeah, Hai? I don't know. It was in a damaged state, possibly from having slid down the slope. It even happened in Japan. I've never even heard of this story before. It was pre-war though, so I guess someone born in the 90s like me would have no way of knowing about it. Next page. The picture shows a beach, beautiful, but for the jellyfish-like body lying in the sand, it must have washed ashore. Gentleman's Report 6. Subject, Mark Hughes, age 30, American. Z Program 4, Date of Experiment, August 23rd, 2002, 12:52. Result, error, human is dead, mismatch. On July 1st, 1985, a strange body washed ashore on the coast of Stremoy, Aurora Islands. It appeared to be the body of an adult male, but its flesh was soft like that of a jellyfish. Some of the island's inhabitants believe it was the body of a merman. The inscription CERN was found near the body's shoulder, but CERN denies any involvement. Keep looking? Keep looking. I've seen enough. There are 14 of these people. The sites are spread throughout the world. What can we deduce from this? They must have sent them to those places. I don't think so. It's too random. There was something about curved black holes and gravity, right? Isn't that the cause? It's believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject cannot endure passage to the curved black hole's singularity. That's what it said. What's a curved black hole? Is it different from a regular black hole? It's a theoretical black hole with a rotating singularity. Their existence hasn't been proved yet. Not that there's any way to prove one exists. Curved black hole? Where have I heard that term before? That's right, John Tidor. Tidor said his time machine used curved black holes. According to Tidor, CERN finished the time machine in 2034, and then Tidor himself came from 2036. That makes sense for Tidor and CERN to be using the same time travel technology. Curious who closed their eyes in deep thought. Creating curved black holes? That's insane. If you screw it up, it could swallow the Earth, and besides, curved black holes are just a theoretical construct. If Tidor's predictions are a reality, then that means that LHC's worst-case scenario video on YouTube was right. I don't know about Tidor's predictions, but I have seen the problem video before. It was on the news 2 or 3 years ago. Gravitational forces inside a black hole are unbelievably powerful. It's certainly possible that passing through one could allow time displacement, but there's no way a human could do that and come out alive. That must be how these people got jellified. It wouldn't just jellify you, it would tear you apart, particle from particle. That's what a black hole does. Before we discuss this, shouldn't we look through the rest of their time machine research? Dara's already started pulling up new documents. I'm suddenly afraid. Is it okay to keep hacking CERN like this? Should I stop him? I'm the one who asked him to do it, but things have gotten serious now. And at the same time, irresistible curiosity wells up inside me. Time travel is becoming a reality. I want to know that it's true. I can't stop now. Here we go. A file in the Z program that explains time travel theory. That was pretty easy to find. CERN should have better security. His security's fine. I'm just too good. Dara's my favorite right arm. I thought he was your super hacker. Hacker! This area is not scale. What does it say, Christina? This is in English too, so I have no choice but to rely on my assistant. Can you give me some time to read it? Cruz's eyes started left and right across the lines. Her earlier reluctance has vanished and looks like she's as curious as I am. No way, but this is... Is Tidor really... What are you muttering about? Tell me what it says. Oh, right. You know, this feels like one big joke. What do you mean? It's almost the same as Tidor's theory. Basically, the LHC smashed protons together at 99.9999991% the speed of light. By doing so, they compress a mass of 10 to the 24th kilograms, so that's very few kilograms, into an extremely tiny space of 10 to the 19 to the negative 19th meters. That is very small amount of kilograms. In Japanese, please. 3 lines max. A small mass. Thrust into a narrow space. With great force. That explanation's too vague. That explanation's too erotic. Huh? Part of it is erotic? Ah! Ashida, you pervert! Sounds like you have a pretty good imagination yourself. I'm not like you! Her blushing cheeks make her denial less than effective. Don't listen to this fool, Christina. Continue. What were we talking about? Thrusting with great force. Proton compression. Right, successful compression generates a microsingularity, which... A microsingularity? Not a mini black hole? Same thing, essentially. A singularity is the core of a black hole. This process generates a black hole with 2 microsingularities. Black hole with 2 cores? Like a cowlick with 2 hairs? No, I don't think that's it. Explain with cute girls. Fine, say there are 2 cute girls. Mike Chan and Crow Chan. Sisters are moe. By feeding Mike Chan and Crow Chan's electrons, you can make them do whatever you want. Electric shock torture? This is kind of a rogue? Alright, we're into this now. So you force them to rotate at an extremely high velocity, and then theoretically, Mike Chan and Crow Chan transform into Magical Girl Ring Singularity. Cute stock transformation scene. Cute stock transformation scene. Got it. If I go into my notes... I don't know what I was expecting. I was hoping to do like a... I don't know. Like a gif of it happening or something, like a stock transformation scene. Got it. Well, it looks like these two have found a common wavelength. The resulting black hole exhibits what is called the Kerr effect. What are Kerr black holes anyway? You said they spin, but what does that mean? Exactly what it sounds like. But don't black holes usually spin? I mean, there's a whirlpool on the hole, right? That part that looks like it's spinning is just the surrounding matter being sucked into the black hole. A black hole is just a point where extreme mass causes gravitational collapse, so everything falls towards it. Since it's only a point, it doesn't spin. A Kerr black hole has a ring at its center, not a point. Think of it like this. Once transformed into magical girls, Mike Chan and Crow Chan's hearts spin like a ring inside their bodies, which is impossible for normal people. I'll pass on the Guru. Before, you said that such a black hole's existence would be impossible to prove. What do you mean? A black hole is what's called an event horizon. Once you pass the event horizon, time and space switch places. Time and space switch places? Right now, we can move freely through space and into the future, but we can't move even 1 minute into the past. That becomes reversed. On the other side of the event horizon, moving freely through space becomes impossible, while moving freely through time becomes possible. I can't even imagine what that's like. Since unrestricted spatial movement is possible, you can never escape a black hole. For example, if Okabe jumped into a black hole, time for him would stretch to infinity. Since light cannot escape, human eyes cannot see the other side of the event horizon. Observing a black hole from the outside is impossible, so rotating nothing about the inside can be proven. There is an exception, however. This exception is vital when you use a Kerr black hole for time travel. Get to the point. The Kerr black hole's ring singularity, since it's spinning, it has angular momentum. Like I said, in Japanese, please. Didn't I already explain how the core spins? Just think of that as having momentum. If you keep giving Mike Chan and Crow Chan electrons, they'll rotate faster and faster. And when their angular momentum exceeds a certain threshold, the event horizon will disappear and the singularity will become a naked singularity. Naked? You mean the magical girl's costumes expose a lot of skin, right? When's the anime edition air? Curious and I ignored Tara's nonsense. Hey, let him in. Naked, you mean it becomes observable. When the event horizon disappears, there's no more reason for time and space to change places, meaning that you can enter a naked singularity without being trapped. And then the existence of a naked singularity allows the principle of causality to be violated and the general theory of relativity to fail. The laws of physics are broken. And such a thing exists? The negation of the theory of relativity and the principle of causality means serious paradoxes can occur. Didn't Kirsten say that earlier? Nothing in principle stops Kerr black holes from existing. It seems inconsistent, but the math never lies. Since the principle of causality fails, it would be possible to travel to the past by entering a naked singularity. John Titor said the same thing, so Titor's time machine is using CERN's technology. But Titor's time machine was compact, small enough to fit into a car. The LHC is 27 kilometers long, but they've managed to get it down to a travel size in just 24 years. One thing I don't understand is how they injected electrons into the singularity. Look, there's a picture of the LHC, but there's strange equipment installed at the proton collision site. It looks like they call it a lifter, but just what is it? Taro, have you heard of it? Lifter. I think I saw it in the Z program files. Want to Google it? Garo opens the browser window and enters Lifter into a search engine. We've got hits. About 422,000 results. That many? I guess it's not a secret. Could this be it? Ionocraft? Ions are charged particles. The meaning matches. We click on a link that says Ionocraft Lifter. It takes us to a video. Looks like some dim garage. But it doesn't seem like anything secretive, just a garage like you'd see in an average American house. In the center of the screen is a triangular shape made of some kind of metal. It looks about 10 centimeters high and about 30 centimeters wide. It's connected to some sort of generator by a thin wire. Looks like some really cheap equipment. That's all there is. Nothing else. After explaining something in some language I don't understand, Russian maybe? The person filming the video slowly turns the power on, and then it's floating. The silvery triangle floats silently into the air. Then it remains stationary. That's an anti-gravity device. Don't be ridiculous, that would be breakthrough of the century. It's an ionocraft, so it probably has something to do with the electrodes in charged air. She doesn't sound as confident as she usually does. We'll look up information in the Ionocraft lifter. Lots of sites have detailed instructions on how to make lifters, but I don't know how they work since the sites all give conflicting theories. CERN is using the lifter technology. It's a vital component of their time machine. If they can manipulate a microsingularity's mass and gravitational field, then these things really are anti-gravity devices. Well, under those exact conditions, I guess you might not be entirely wrong. Incredible! My curiosity is growing more by the second. But it looks like CERN's having trouble adjusting their lifter. They don't have full control over the microsingularity's gravity, so they can't make a true naked singularity. That must be the reason why the subjects turned into jellymen. Kurusu nods. Since the singularity is so close, the subject is crushed by its tremendous gravity. As a result, substances become fractalized. Let's go with the hypothesis. Of course, there's no way to be sure that's right. It might take months to prove. Kurusu shrugs her shoulders in resignation. CERN's lifter is still incomplete. Hyder is telling the truth, and CERN won't complete their time machine for another 24 years. If we can complete the phone wave interchange first, then we'll have outwitted CERN. We don't have half the equipment or funding CERN does, so what makes you think you can solve it in a problem that they can't? This isn't that simple. CERN still hasn't figured out how to set the subject's destination in time or space. That should be very evident by how scattered the jellyman discoveries were. We don't even know if there's all of them. There could be jellymen buried underground or floating in space. Actually, I'm almost certain there are. There's no point in traveling through time if you end up in tens of thousands of kilometers away from Earth. It's not practical at all. Hyder said he had a variable gravity lock system. He can use them to lock into Earth's gravity and ensure he arrives somewhere on the planet's surface. Hyder's explanation on the point was vague. He mentioned having such a device, but he didn't explain how it worked. What if you're only moving through time? Won't you just arrive at the same location? By the way, you haven't noticed, but she's referencing Hyder like she knows what he's talking about, which means she's probably read the channels, which is why she knows so much about channel lingo. Of course not. Why not? Because the Earth is always moving. Wait, one second. Vi bara fan som debut single now? It's a theme song or via Kaiku. So it's pretty popular. Farmers brought 5 copies now. It's my duty as a Rhinelander. Anyway, there's a important secret hidden in Phantasm song. The key to unlocking it is what the bell's ringing now. Looks like someone's here. I better go see what it is. Where they are sacred, they are said to contain directions to the sanctuary, as well as prophecies regarding the end of the world. Isn't that right? The band's vocalist. I feel a strong resonance from her. Is this another part of the operation to stupidify humanity? Explain. Sure. Sorry guys, I'm just talking to my cat girl maid friend. Right, rotation and current revolution. The Earth's rotational velocity is around 1,650 kilometers per hour. Its orbital velocity around the Sun is about 114,000 kilometers per hour. Meaning 1 hour ago, we were that far away from where we are now. Whoa, when you think about it like that, we're earth-shatteringly fast. And that's not all. The solar system is part of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way spins like a giant whirlpool. There are various theories, so basically the Earth moves around 50 million kilometers a day. How can she roll all those numbers so smoothly off her tongue? I get that she's a genius, but it's hardly common knowledge. Has she been doing research on the topic? We've kinda gotten to a ludicrous scale. By the way, the Milky Way is part of a large cluster of galaxies, which is itself part of an even larger supercluster. And these clusters on superclusters might be moving too. If that's the case, we're moving more than 50 million kilometers a day. point is that setting the destination will require insane calculations, even if you only want to travel 1 second into the past. Doing it by hand is impossible, and it might take years for a supercomputer to come up with a solution just to get you to the same location. Then we have no choice. We need to find Titor and borrow his variable gravity system. Great idea. Go for it. I wonder how Stern is doing with this problem. ... After blowing me off, Kurisu goes back to reading Stern's documents. Daru and I aren't too good with English, so there's nothing we can do but let her work. Now we're gonna go to another forum post. Yeah, I think we're good. Dawn breaks. We stayed up all night again. Fighting drowsiness, I refilled my mug with instant coffee. I've already lost count of how many I've had. Okabe. Kurisu hands her mug to me without looking away from the computer. I guess she expects me to refill it. Since when did I become her maid? She should ask Mayuri for stuff like this. Mayuri's a professional maid after all. That said, Chris is the one reading Stern's documents right now. Daru and I can manage if we use translation software, but we're nowhere near as efficient as she is. Well, it's not exactly what I had in mind when I said I wanted to borrow her knowledge. It just goes to show that I was right to make her a lab mem. She's an asset to the lab, for now at least. I should try not to upset her. Bring up her dad again. I suddenly take up the mug from Kurisu. I dumped in the powdered coffee and poured in hot water from the pot. 2 packets of sugar, no milk. Kurisu has already requested it the same way 5 times today. I mix it well and bring it over to Kurisu. She doesn't immediately realize I'm standing behind her, so I hold the mug in front of her face. Kurisu takes it without turning. Thanks. Her eyes never leave the screen. She's completely absorbed in Stern's research. Even though she's adamant when she called them traitors to scientists everywhere, she's not above picking their brains. But I understand how she feels. I'm interested to know more myself. Daru was fast asleep on the sofa. His snoring is quite loud. Furthermore, it sounds like he has sleep apnea. I'm surprised Kurisu has been able to ignore it. She's just that focused. I decided to watch some TV. As always, the news channels are all covering the Doneycatjr satellite crash. 5 days have passed since the satellite crash, and with the start of summer vacation season, crowds are gathering to get a glimpse of the satellite, which still has not been removed. It came from Nagoya. I wanted to see it. I drove all the way from Saitama. It's amazing. Where did that thing come from? Yay, I'm a high school girl from Chiba. Tourists from all over Japan are flocking to this location. In an interview with earlier today, Michael Byrne, a spokesman for NASA, stated that no satellite has crashed in Japan and that the crashed object was in fact not even a satellite. The satellite is currently under police investigation. No date for removal has been set. Is it really under investigation? This could be another plot by the organizer. Oh, it's you. Good morning. Oh wait, should I say good afternoon? 1 second. I'm so hungry. I had to get breakfast again today. I don't have much money on my hand. Are there any good places to find insects or weeds around here? I can buy. I use my survival skills. Feed insects? Hardcore. What kind of childhood do you have? That's hardcore. Door unlocks from outside and Mayuri comes in. She has such a convenience store. What the heck? She has a convenience store bag in hand. There are various food items inside, but it doesn't look like they're for us. Oh, the air in here is so thick. The 3 of us probably look pretty haggard since we stayed up all night. But it's hard to put on a bright smile now that I know about CERN. Got spit in my mouth. Sorry. I'm not used to reading out loud this much. I'll refresh the air. Mayuri opens the window wide. The sky is so blue it hurts my eyes. Large clouds listless. Oh man, I'm losing it. Pull it together, Doney. Pull it together. Large clouds listlessly drift on the wind. It truly is a refreshing sight. Mayuri's appearance makes Daru get up with a grimace. Kurisu also finally moves away from the computer, sipping her hot coffee while rubbing her eyes. I glance at the clock, then go to the center of the room and call for attention. Since all lab members are present and accounted for, this is the perfect opportunity to hold another roundtable conference. Roundtable conference? What's that? A meeting of lab mems. Have we ever done that before? Do you even have a roundtable? Not physically, however, it exists in the hearts of all lab mems. Am I mistaken? Yes, you're mistaken. Don't go sticking things in people's hearts. Is there one in Mayushi's too? Of course there is. Oh, that's good, but what's a round table? And why a round table? You King Arthur? I'm only a temporary lab mem anyway. These people whine about every little thing. Hey, look, a new CG. Anyway, it's Roundtable Conference. Mario wasn't here last night, so first let's explain the situation to her. I'm hungry too. I'm hungry. I told Mayuri about everything we discovered in our absence. About how CERN is making a time machine. About jellymen. About how men in black might be coming to erase us for what we know. I told you shouldn't do bad things. Bad you say? We are bad? Absurd. If we're bad, then CERN is even worse. They aren't even satisfied with ruling the world, now they want to get their hands on space-time itself. I agree. For some reason, Kursu backs me up. What CERN is doing is unforgivable. They're traitors to humanity, to society, and to science. I guess. She doesn't sound too convinced. I didn't want to get Mayuri involved, but she's surprisingly perceptive. She'd find out even if we kept it a secret, so it's better to just tell her. Anyway, Ragnarok can no longer be averted. The final battle with CERN is near. A large part of me is still afraid, but we've come too far to turn back now. We cannot unlearn what we know. Ragnarok? Norse mythology again? Christina, I already do investigate CERN. What have you learned? I don't remember being ordered, but whatever. There are two problems CERN faces with the time travel. First is the electron injection device, also known as a lifter. Unless they get to function properly, they can't make the curved black hole singularities naked. If you send a test subject through the singularity in its current state, the supergravity compresses them to micro level. Naturally, there's no way to survive. The second problem is that they can't specify a physical destination. They can't choose where they end up after traveling to the past. That's why I'd say the 14 found jellymen were lucky ones. Over 100 human experiments have been performed since 2001. The remaining 80 or so people ended up somewhere they can't be found. Why can't they be found? Don't you know, Mayushi? The world is constantly moving. Its rotational speed is 1,500 kilometers per hour, and its orbital speed is 114,000 kilometers per hour. Or, yeah, whatever. Darden's tone is authoritative, but he's just rolling what he heard from Kurisu last night. CERN's been looking for solutions, but it's not going well. So even CERN's having difficulties. Now then, have you learned anything that could help us complete the phone wave named subject to change? Kurisu stares at the ceiling in thought. Well, I suppose you could call the LHC the world's largest microwave oven. Of course, in other words, the phone wave named subject to change is a miniature LHC. You might be onto something there. I was sure she'd deny it. In fact, I thought she'd yell at me. But instead, she agreed with me, dozed me off a little. However, there are too many things we don't know about the phone wave. Why do the same phenomena that occur in CERN's time machine also occur in that tiny little microwave? Unlike the LHC, this thing isn't made for time travel. Wasn't made for time travel. It was made to warm Mayushi's chicken! Well, yeah. Since the jellyman phenomenon occurs in the phone wave named subject to change, Mayuri's banana seems to be reaching the curved black hole's ring singularity. It makes a black hole? Here? It won't suck us in, will it? Sorry, I'm losing my voice a little bit. If it sucked us in, we become jellymen too. We still haven't figured out the electrical discharge phenomenon, or the conditions required to cause it. During our experiments early, we were only able to send emails to the past during the discharge. Although it hasn't happened again, that discharge phenomenon could very well signify the injection of charge, that is, electrons. And only when it occurs is the path of the singularity open. We don't know the cause of the discharge phenomenon. That's what we need to find out. In the first place, the emails we're sending to the past are digital data, not physical objects. That's a definite difference from Stern's time machine. No, we're doing the same thing. Who's to say that digital data can't go through a singularity? I think it would be easier than sending something human-sized. Well, I suppose that's true. You know, the way you guys talk about email, it makes me think of flipping a letter into a paper airplane and making it go zoom, you know? It's more like a beam of light, like optical digital data. By the way, it's a pain to keep saying email sent to the past. Let's give it a proper name. I've got a bad feeling about this. What's that supposed to mean? You dare mock Hoyo and Koyoma? You just want to give it some oddball name, don't you? How rude. Heed me, I shall name the phenomenon of email sent to the past as follows. The name shall be... Nostalgia Drive. Confusing. Rejected. Why you? Who gave you the authority to reject my ideas? You're just an assistant. Then why don't we take a vote? All in favor of Nostalgia Drive. My hand shoots up in the air, but nobody follows suit. Have you forsaken me, Daru? Mayuri! Chris-chan's right. It's too hard for Mayushi to remember. It's way too chuny, man. Haters! Fine, then let's hear alternatives. Don't tell me you reject my idea without having any bright ideas of your own. I think it needs to be something easy to understand. It's an email that regresses through time, so how about retro mail? What does retro mean? Mayuri's busy eating strawberry jelly. How could she eat that stuff after hearing about Jellyman? Sounds like you have your answer, Christina. You said it should be easy to understand, but it wasn't easy to understand at all, was it? But that's because Mayuri-san is... never mind. I liked the retro mail. We're about to say because Mayuri's dumb? No! Christian, do you think Mayuri's dumb? I don't, I promise I don't, okay? Somehow, Kurisu managed to glare at me even while soothing Mayuri. I wrote the mail who lived through time. That's too stiff, it's hard to say. It's better than your nostalgics. It's even better than your nostalgics Cladocius. Nonsense, and mine makes a movie title reference. That's not cool, it needs to be- I'm sorry. If you cook them right, they taste surprisingly good. Okay, thanks. It needs to be cool. You're rejecting it for that? Marcy has an idea. How about back to the mail? I took a movie title and changed the world to mail. I already did the movie joke, Mayushi. Besides, I think the meaning is a little off. She probably meant mail to the future, but our emails go to the past. It's not about the meaning. I took a movie title and changed the word to mail. Alright, good job, Mayushi. Either way, it's too long. And how about DeLorean mail? That doesn't even say what kind of email it is. Hey, why don't we don't have time for this nonsense. Let's just rewrite the D-mail and move on. That's boring. I don't care. It doesn't care if it's boring. Shot down. Kurisu's influence on the lab seems to have grown significantly these past few days. D-mail it is! Mayuri, finished with their jelly, proclaims its satisfaction. Wait, when did Mayuri become the moderator? So why does the D-mail phenomenon occur? Because the path to the ring singularity is open. We've been through this already. We don't know if there's actually a black hole at work here. It could be an entirely different phenomenon that just happens to resemble CERN's experiments. It's dangerous to jump to conclusions. Why so timid? Don't you want our time travel experiments to succeed? That's why we put our lives on the line to hack CERN. What we need to figure out is how to turn the phone wave, named Subject to Change, into a usable time machine. Do you really think that's possible? There's no think, only do. What? Did you read that off a motivational posting? You're like a classic incompetent boss. Damn you dare insult the insane mad scientist Hoyo and Koyoma? Well, it's not like Okurian's the boss anyway. Indeed, I am the symbol of this lab, not the boss. I don't know what you mean by symbol, but how do you plan to turn the phone wave into a time machine? I want to have details. My plan? Alright, there is one thing. We've been thinking that the electrical discharge happens at random, but I have a hypothesis. Which is... I look at my watch, it's past noon. Recall the conditions when it occurred, Christina. We experimented this night with no results, but there's one variable we overlooked, the simplest, most definitive variable of all. That is, the time of reoccurrence. Ah. I checked the times of the two previous occurrences. When I accidentally sent the first email to Daru's phone, it happened between noon and 1 p.m. The second time, when all four of us observed the email, it was at 6 p.m. So if we perform the experiment within that time frame, we might be able to reproduce the effect. Let's try it right now! Kurisu bolts into the developmental room, suddenly bursting with enthusiasm. Well, I'm glad to see she has her priorities straight. Mayushi's banana supply is getting low. Gotta buy more. Mayushi's banana supply is getting low. Gotta buy more. Only one banana remains untouched. We got rid of the Xlevifkh bananas, and then we ate the rest. Sorry, Mayuri-san, I'll go buy you some new bananas later. Really? Yay! Okarin and Daruku need my bananas, but they never buy new ones. I'll be sure to amend that in the future. A bunch of bananas is a small price to pay in order to bring chaos to the world. Kurisu picks up the last banana off the stem, leans into the table, and places it inside the microwave. First, let's see if it'll become a jelly man. She tries to get up and gloriously bangs her head underneath the table. Trying for the clumsy girl appeal? It was an accident! Kurisu gets up, blushing in embarrassment with tears in her eyes. Put the microwave somewhere else. It's dangerous and hard to reach like this. It'll punch the floor if we put it on the table. Christian, pain, go away. Mari passes it back at Kuru's head and sweeps her hand into the air. Thanks, Mayuri-san. Kurisu pulls herself together, types in her phone, and activates the phone wave, named Subject to Change. banana inside the microwave slowly begins to spin backwards as the timer counts down. Ah! Kurusu, who's appearing into the microwave, suddenly shouts in surprise. Banana has vanished. And at the exact same moment, the banana appears on the stem, jellified. Whoa! It became a gel banana! Just suspected the critical variable was time. I was a little anxious about the result, but it all worked out. I outwitted the more impertinent genius girl. Now my position as symbol of the lab is secure. Way to go, Okabe. It was so simple I didn't notice it. Kurusu says with a slightly sulky expression. Your praise is you credit, Christina, but I know you're frustrated you didn't think of it first. Wahahaha. Anyway, let's see if we can send another D-mail. Kurusu ignores my proud laughter and excitedly starts typing out a mail. Like my authority has been on the decline since that girl showed up. It's cool, man. You never had any to begin with. That's my dog. That's my guy. Oh, you two. Okabe, I'm sending an email to your phone. When did I become her assistant? I grind my teeth in frustration, but I do as I'm told and insert my phone to the phone wave. Name subject to change is slot. What are you gonna send, Christian? Myra presses up against Kurusu and sneaks a peek at Kurusu's phone. It doesn't matter what it says, it matters whether you can send it or not. Let me see. Okabe is an airhead. Wait, you there, assistant. What are you typing? See, ready? I'm sending it. Daru has already sent the microwave's timer to X68. 68,000. There's nothing inside, but the microwave still operates. The countdown starts from 120. This is where the timing counts. We know when we have to open the microwave door during operation, but we still don't know when to send the mail. For now, we'll do them simultaneously. Kurusu readies her finger on her phone's send button. I grasp the microwave's door handle. Mayuri seeks cover. Starting the countdown. The microwave timer soon indicates 70. 3, 2, 1, 0. Kurusu presses send. And at nearly the same instant, I open the microwave door. Yuck! It's working, you guys! Lightning crackles in the air. Cushions underneath the telephone wave and to change collapses under the weight. The floor starts creaking. It's exactly like the discharge phenomenon occurred before. Discharge lasts for about 10 seconds. After it subsides, we stare at the phone wave and to change with bated breath. Luckily, it didn't break through the floor. Did it arrive? I disconnect my phone from the phone wave and to change and check my mail. Kurusu stands beside me and peers at the screen. Airhead. Okabe is an airhead. There's an email there, 2 of them even, and they're written in English. Timestamps are from 5 days ago. Kurusu's just laughing when she sees the mail, even though she's the one who wrote it. The Okabe in the first one is just obviously my name. What does airhead in the second one mean? My English is shaky. Is she saying my head can fly or something? Whatever, I may not know what it means, but I do know this. My assistant is making fun of me. But that doesn't matter right now. Christina, did you send 2 mails? Oh, no, I only sent 1. Mayuchi saw it too. She really only sent 1. But I received 2. You're right. I even sent it from 1 sentence, but it got divided. By the way, what does this word mean? Why didn't you look it up? I guess she doesn't want to answer. That reminds me, the D-mail from before was cut mid-sentence too. Was it? Yeah, look at your history. I'm pretty sure I sent Ocarina the Perv. You're right, this one got split too. I wonder what's causing it. Maybe it's related to the Jellyman. Maybe she wants to know why it arrived 5 days ago. Good point. Didn't the last one also arrive 5 days before we sent it? Yeah, it did. Is there some kind of rule for when it arrives? Let's try sending more! Myra's right. Myra's right. Now that we've figured out how to send emails, we should keep experimenting and collect as much data as we can. Alright, Labmen's battle stations! He's at it again. Our mission is to send as many emails as possible. You're gonna break your floor. Maru, man the X68,000. Your job is to observe, adjust, and gather information on the phone wave and instant exchange. Assistant, keep those mails coming. Try various patterns of text. Japanese, English, full width, half width, emoticons, the actual messages don't matter. I'm sure Shining Finger would be better for the job, but since she's on a lab bem, I'll leave it to Kurisu. What about Mayushi? Your mission is to go shopping. Just buy some bananas for now. I, Hoyu, and Koyoma will shout fun you. Wow, you're so generous. So I guess your job is opening the microwave? Whoa, you saved the easiest job for yourself? No, my assistant's judgment is sound. The key to a successful demo is most likely the correct timing of opening a microwave door. I was just kidding. Leave this task to Hoyo and Koyoma. I shall open this door with precision, boldness, and delicacy, as if it were the flesh of a beautiful woman. Ocarina, that's naughty! Furthermore, the current operation is top secret. You must not leak it to anyone, got it? Maru nods. The others are ignoring me. Now I shall give this operation a name. It should be known as Don't need one. Let's start. What? But... You ruined my climactic scene! Damn you, assistant. This is an outrage. Afterwards, the demo experiment, its name Operation Erd, though I lost my chance to announce it, continues for 2 hours. During that time, every demo goes back in time without a hitch. Now it's time to take a break. We're all hungry, and except for Mayuri, we've been up since last night. Can I check my emails to see what they've sent? Go ahead and rest. I'm gonna have a go at this a little longer. Since she's been going at it for 2 hours, and it's still full of energy, it's hard to believe she was so opposed to time travel research before. Her scientist's blood must be on fire. We've made a number of discoveries, but we can wait to access them until after we eat. Dara and I leave the 2 girls to watch for the labs to go shopping at the convenience store. Oh, I'm losing it. How long have you been recording? I'm losing it. An hour and a half? Alright, we'll go a little longer then. We return from the convenience store to find the Bronze Tube Workshop's one and only part-time warrior standing in front of the building. She's stretching. What's up? She notices me and calls out without stopping her exercise. What shenanigans are you up to this early in the morning? Shenanigans? This girl has a thing for unusual words. The kind you wouldn't believe. We're building the first time machine in human history. Ah, cool. Hey, shouldn't you be more surprised? Can't blame her for being scheduled. I didn't think it was possible either. And isn't that top secret? I thought you didn't want anyone to know. Crap, part-time warrior, please keep what I just said a secret. Sure, by the way. Part-time warrior glances at the Bronze Tube Workshop. The boss is really pissed. Why? The noise, whatever you're doing up there, it got the whole building shaking, dust everywhere. Kinda like an air raid. He was eating stuff like, what's that nutcase doing? I'ma raise this damn rent. Maybe you should go apologize. Oh boy, what if he kicks us out? Alright, leave it to me. Dara, go tell my assistant to lay out the experiments for now. Roger that. I won't forget you, soldier. Dara salutes and races up to the 2nd floor. By the way, is Bakase Kurisu here too? Yeah? Come to think of it, she did pick a fight with Christina yesterday. Have you met before? No, yesterday was our first contact. First contact? That's a strange way of putting it. Oh, really? Weren't you a little hostile for a first contact? She's my enemy. What? I barely heard her. Her voice was so low. I'm about to ask her to repeat herself, but Suzuha is staring at the ground in silence. She obviously doesn't want to talk about this. Did she call Kurisu her enemy? But that doesn't make sense. How could she be your enemy? You just met, right? Yeah. Did she do something to you? Not to me. What does that mean? She did something to someone else? If you want, I can go talk things over with Christina. It doesn't really matter. Maybe you're blaming the wrong person? Jeez, give it a rest. She hits me with her glare. Anyway, shouldn't you apologize to the boss instead of talking to me? Actually, I'm getting cold feet. But I am Hoyo and Koyoma, the mad scientist who brings chaos to the world. I can't falter now. I steal myself into the Bronze Tube Workshop. Part-time warrior follows me inside. I have come! Mr. Braun is sitting at the counter inside, slurping delivery ramen. Even when I enter, he doesn't look away from the huge 42-inch CRT. He's showing some news shows report on some celebrity divorce. Part-time warrior doesn't say anything. She's just going to stand there and watch him rip me a new one. Hey, Okabe, the hell are you doing out there? Straight to the punch. He doesn't take his eyes off the TV, nor does he stop slurping his ramen. Yet, despite his sedentary posture, he exudes extraordinary pressure. Now it's not the time to falter. We're currently conducting experiments that will change the course of human history. Discoveries we make today will shape the world for centuries. I don't care what games you guys play. I'm the owner of this building, got it? And the building is really worn out. If you keep shaking it like that, you're gonna bring the whole damn thing down on our heads. Better keep quiet about the dent in the floor. Haha, very interesting, Mr. Braun. Don't tell me you forged this building's earthquake safety certificate. What if I did? Holy crap. Maybe we should seek shelter soon. It's been probably enforced, but regardless, you guys are still shaking it too much. So what if a few buildings collapse? What's that? As I've said countless times before, our current experiment is of vital importance to the history of science. No, to the history of human civilization itself. It's more important than prolonging this building's lifetime for another 10 or so measly years. The building starts shaking again as soon as I finish speaking. Flakes of concrete start falling from the ceiling. The 42 CRT's image goes to static. Damn it, Dara, what are you doing? I thought I told you to stop the experiments. Okabe? He's glaring at me. The ceiling is falling, you dumbass. Get some. Got some guy in my ramen. What do you do about it, huh? No more shaking, or I'll raise your rent by 10,000. What? If you raise it 10,000 yen, we're ruined. Leave it to me, Mr. Braun. On my honor, I swear there won't be any more shaking today. With that, I race out of the Braun 2 workshop. Christina, stop the experiments at once! When I burst in the lab, I find the 3 of them in the middle of lunch. Mario has juiced chicken number 1. Daryl has a convenient store box lunch. Kurusu's eating tub noodles with a fork. Sorry, Ocarine, I usually try to warm up some chicken. I accidentally put it through reverse rotation and then it started sparking. I see. I sent you an email. Did you get it? The sarcasm is not appreciated, Christina. You know as well as I do that my phone is still attached to the phone wave named Subject to Change. I disconnect my phone from the phone wave named Subject to Change while grinding my teeth. One more, please. One more, please. Stop screwing around. I'm the one who has to deal with Mr. Braun. But I gave you 5 days advance notice. Well, yeah, the timestamp's from 5 days ago, but... Was he mad? Yeah, I could feel his killing aura. Sarah turns pale, but the 2 girls don't seem to care. They know the wrath. They know not the wrath of Mr. Braun. Ignorance is bliss. Anyway, no more experiments today. Well, at least we got some good data. And Chris, who has her out with her hand as she yawns. Wait, I'm getting mail. 1 second. Koyama-san, are you familiar with Garo froggies? We're a huge fad last year. We had tons of them at the shrine, so if you like, could you take a few of our hands? Dad bought a whole box for some reason. And then he said they were for me. I don't know what to do with them. P.S. I was so bored. I couldn't practice swings with Samidare. If the last year's Garo Froggy movement was an organization plot, be careful, Luko. Those Garo Froggies may be responsible for your strange behavior. You know the stories you tell paints a different picture from the impression I get from reading them. Which is true one, I guess. I wonder. Eesh. Those weird looking things that were part of the teenage girls in Shibuya last year? If I'm not mistaken, they came out with a wide variety of them. Well, I don't want to scare him. I think Kusu has her mouth in her hands, she yawns. Oh wait, I was gonna check all the other emails they sent. Obvious Marehead. I drink so much coffee, it hurts. And there's that one. How many letters work? What's up? It's all good. Bye. I am... Kristen... Nah, it's not my... 3 lines is the limit. Question mark? Rest discipline. 1 or 2 byte. Change limit. Ayoga. Kirikiko deko karsai. This ABCD EFG HJK L MNOP RS UVWX Y and Z. I got it now. 2 bytes equals 6 characters. 1 byte equals 12 characters. 1 more, please. I think Kurusu has her mouth in her hands and she yawns. I'm dead tired, my hair's dried out, I want to take a shower and go to sleep. I sigh and take a box lunch out of the convenience store bag. It's cold, so I toss it in the phone wave to insert to change and set the timer normally. If you want a shower, there's one here. It's not a bath though. Bookerine always uses it. It's probably filthy. That's also probably true. I'd be lying if I called it clean. This entire building's in shambles. Anyway, I refuse to use the same shower as Okabe. I understand, nobody will blame me if you don't use it. Of course, since the three of us stayed up all night, we're all pretty smelly. Hehehe. Given the sweltering heat and the fact that we kept the windows closed all night, I bet this place is smelling pretty rank by now. That's why I'm going back to my hotel once I finish eating. Chris, who slipped out her cup of noodles indignantly. I bought them out of request. She was raised in America, and she likes cup noodles? Strange. Celebrity bath time at high-class hotel? I want to come too. Not a chance. Mayuri wants to come too! You can come at any time, Mayuri-san. Really? Thank you! And he didn't ask Daru? I bet he'd love to come. I take my warm foot out of the microwave and take a fresh bottle of Dr. P out of the fridge and join in on lunch. Hey, Ocarine, I've been wondering, but why do you drink soda while you eat? Does it make it taste better? I don't really see a problem. Me neither. Same, I didn't give it a second thought. Eh? You're acting weird, Mayuri. It's normal to drink soda while eating. It's normal, duh. No objections. No way, you guys are the weird ones! Well, I'm up here Doc Berrien. Dara lives cold like a typical fat otaku, and Kurisu lives in America, the home of soda. So I admit our opinion is biased, but that doesn't matter right now. Now let's discuss Operation Erd's progress. Operation Erd? Oh, right, thanks to a certain assistant, I didn't get a chance to present the operation's codename yesterday. Heed me, these DML experiments are all part of Operation Erd. The experiments have been fruitful. She didn't trust me again. At the very least, you've learned that we can do with what we can do with D-mail. Kurisu places her empty noodle cup on the table, then retrieves the whiteboard from the development room. While the rest of us eat, she scribbles on the whiteboard, then puts it up against the wall. That about sums it up. Anything to add? Nothing especially. She summarized the vital parts. Mayuri has her mouth half open and a blank stare. She clearly doesn't understand. A email can be at most 36 English characters or 18 Japanese characters long. That makes experimentation difficult, so we'll want to improve that first. Furthermore, each email is split into 12 character segments. If you send 36 characters, you get 3 12 character emails. If you try to send more, everything after the 36th characters disappears. But we figured out how to control when it arrives. That's pretty good, right? I mean, I didn't say it in his voice. Though we can only set it back in 1 hour increments, we can control how far back emails go by using the microwave's timer. Observation isn't enough, we need to find an underlying principle. What I've written here is nothing but verified phenomena. The underlying principle is, you're right, it's not a complete time machine until we understand how it works. What could be the reason for the character limit? Jaro and Kurisu remain silent. Suddenly Mayuri, who has been staring at this thing in confusion, raises her hand. Chicken and bananas become gel chicken and bananas but salt doesn't turn gel salt, right? So much gel. According to Mayuri, the frozen chicken had indeed become jellified when she tried eating it. Kurisu's prediction was right. And you can send 36 letters in an email, but everything past it disappears, right? So I think maybe you can't send big things or a lot of small things. Maybe the curved black hole. It's curved black hole. The curved black hole. Curved black hole. The black hole's hole is too tight. Mayushi, say that one more time, starting from hole. The hole is too tight. Outrageous. Stop making her say stuff like that. Moira has flowers for brains, she's easy prey for Dara's perversions. It drives me crazy. The hole is tight, huh? That might not be entirely wrong. Maybe we have the same problem Sturm's having with their time machine. Since they can't fully control the lifter, they can't make singularities perfectly naked, which limits how much they can send. Anyway, 6 Japanese or 12 English characters comes out to 12 bytes. English characters are half-width, so they only use 1 byte, but full-width Japanese characters use 2. Bytes? Not kilobytes? Oh, so Maki says she's bad with computers? Is that so, assistant? Shut up, you don't see things measured in bytes nowadays, so I was just making sure. By the way, 1 kilobyte is 124 bytes. 1 byte is 8 bits. Well, email isn't just comprised of text. There's more to it, like the sender and receiver's email addresses, the header, and various other things. So roughly speaking, we can actually send data in 3 batches of 12 bytes then. By the way, I don't know if using a subject changes anything, but I'm pretty sure that chicken and bananas have to be larger than 12 bytes. How do you measure banana in bytes anyway? Since each grain of salt is tiny, it's possible they could be converted in less than 12 bytes. So larger masses get crushed by supergravity? Mass might not be the same issue here. Data doesn't have mass. In any case, since the singularity isn't naked, the object is forced to pass through the event horizon. Inside the event horizon, space and time switch places, causing the subject that arrived at the ring singularity to reach ultra-high speed. Data, crushed and destroyed by supergravity, is shot out of the black hole. As a Xlevifkh. But even the small masses has to pass through supergravity. How does it emerge unscathed? If the hole is too tight, then it just injects more electrons. I don't think it's that simple. I mean, I'm sure Steins tried that already, and they haven't gotten any results after 9 years of experiments. It's not as simple as increasing the flow of electrons. I see. CERN is a lifter, but we don't know what in the phone wave is filling the same role, much less how to adjust it. She has a point. We don't know what acts as the lifter. But we do know that it has successfully created a path wide enough to send approximately 36 bytes of data through the ring singularity. I don't get it! Mayuri, finished with her chicken, looks at us in confusion. Think of it like an RPG. The ring singularity, the entrance to the event horizon, is the gate to the Demon Lord's castle. Demon Lord? Hundreds of soldiers attack the heavily fortified Demon Lord's castle gate. The soldiers can use the magic called Lifter to force the castle gate open, but they can only keep it open for a moment before it closes. During that moment, only 12 soldiers can break through. The soldiers can only use Lifter magic 3 times. The 36 soldiers who make it through the gate return triumphantly as heroes who slew the Demon Lord. But the soldiers who were left behind are imprisoned by the Demon Lord's minions. They're taken to the caster's prison cells and turned into slimes. The heroes can save them after defeating the Demon Lord, but unfortunately they go home as slimes. So the soldiers who went home as slimes are jellymen? But there's an exception. The soldiers can combine into a super soldier with the strength and size of 100 ordinary soldiers. The super soldier has the power to defeat the Demon Lord alone, but since its body is too big, he can't pass through the gate, even when it's opened by Lifter. And so, deprived of his magic effectiveness, the weakened super soldier is seized by the Demon Lord's underlings and sent home and defeated as a giant slime. Combining soldiers? That's just silly. It still illustrates that the object can't be too big. I get it. That's really easy to understand. Is it? It's a dumb metaphor, but I guess it works. At least it is an explanation of why things get jellified. All thanks to Mayuri's hint. Mayuri was helpful? Yeah, great insight, Mayuri. Yay! Yeah, Team Claire. But it's still a hypothesis. It hasn't been proven. How would you prove it? With human experiments like CERN? If Okabe and Hashida-san volunteer as test subjects, I'll happily experiment on you. Human experimentation sounds kinda dirty, if you know what I mean. But I refuse. I'd rather play the doctor than the subject. Same here. No, not in the way he's implying. Idiots. Kurisa gives us a cold stare and shrugs his shoulders in exasperation. As I keep saying, the real problem is what the phone wave uses as a lifter. That one other thing. How come the discharge phenomenon and Xlevifkh only happen during a certain time frame? We may not understand everything, but we've perfected the art of demailing. Isn't that our final answer? Sending mail to the past is amazing, isn't it? Though I guess it's not the real-time machine unless we can send people to the past. Even CERN has failed to send humans, though. If you believe that Tyler says, it won't be another, 24 years before there's a true time machine? I answered Kurisu's sarcastic question with a nod. Physical time travel is impossible for us at the moment. We lack the funds and facilities available to CERN. And yet we have realized a form of time travel. We've sent data to the past. We should investigate the phone wave further. We need to understand what's going on. I have some fun ideas how to use email. I know you feel, but we can't today. If we shake the building again, Master Braun is sure to blow a gasket. He'll raise the rent or kick us out of the lab. We can't start experimenting again tomorrow, but this, I will declare now. I step onto the couch and look at each lab member turn. Oh, don't your feet on the couch. You're wearing like shoes. You have to take off your shoes. It's dirty. Today, what day is it? August 2nd. August 2nd, 2010 is a date which will live in infamy. For on this day, we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, have developed the first successful time machine in the history of mankind. It's not the first, CERN beat us. And you can't even say we developed it. It happened by accident. It seems that my assistant doesn't know the meaning of the words serendipity, penicillin, X-ray machines, dynamite, these dimensions and more were all born from coincidence. I guess. But Christian, you said before that time machines don't exist, right? But now you admit they do! It's just that I have to admit it for now. If we investigate how the film wave works, it might turn out to be something that only seems like time travel. Does nobody have any respect for my grand declaration? Don't complain if I take all the credit for inventing the first, second, whatever, time machine in human history. The 66th Roundtable Conference in here. Dismissed. Wait, that was a roundtable conference? I didn't know that, even if it was, and it's even the 66th. Who cares what kind of table it is? Kirsty gets up from a chair and stretches. I'm gonna go back to my hotel, take a shower, and sleep. Mayushi has to go to work soon. I'm incredibly tired too. Let's just sleep today. But when I lie down, I find myself unable to sleep, so part of me is still frightened by the dark secrets we've uncovered. The curiosity and excitement are too much to bear. We built a machine that can send emails to the past. It's like a dream, but it's real, and it's ours. As I start thinking of ways to use it, my imagination spreads out to infinity, driving the last vestiges of fear from my mind. I'm standing in absolute darkness. How long have I been here? I can't remember. I can't move. I can't feel. I can't see. The world is empty. No, not empty. A voice resounds in the blackness, as if whispering in my ear, as if screaming from far away, as if dozens of people around me are speaking at once. Where am I? You are beyond the event horizon, where time and space switch places. Suddenly, the darkness is dispelled. Whoa. An ocean of stars fills the heavens. The sight is breathtakingly beautiful. However, one point in space lacks stars. I notice that point. I stare at that point. My body starts to fall. I'm falling through the sea of stars. No, not falling. I'm being pulled into a rift of utter darkness from which not even light can escape. In an instant, my consciousness has exceeded the speed of light. Stars flash past and vanish from sight. Light itself is but dust in my wake. Logic screams this cannot be. Nothing can move faster than light. That would contradict the theory of relativity. You aren't moving. That voice again. It comes from behind, overtaking my faster-than-light consciousness. At the same time, it seems to lie in wait at my destination. Why do I hear Christina's voice? You aren't moving. Those same words. Remember what I said? Here, space and time switch places. You can't move through space, but your time is stretching out to eternity. I accelerate. I can hardly breathe. It feels like something is crushing my body. 1 second for you, and eternity for me. As I observe you from a distance, I see you as a still object. I fall. I'm pulled to the depths of the dark, or perhaps the end of the universe. But even beyond the speed of light, I'll never reach it. Am I looping? No, that's not it. Is the end running away from me? That's not it either. Stretching. What is stretching? Space? Me? Don't look back. Eternity is not infinite. Time stretches towards eternity, yet is yet the end, and something approaches. It approaches slowly, a stark contrast to the stars flashing past. Is it really approaching? It looks like it's standing still. Its slowness gives it that illusion. I don't know what it is, but it is something. The event horizon. I try to reach towards it. My hand won't move. Don't look back. You will see only yourself, trapped in a second stretched out to eternity. I'm slowing to a stop, but still I keep falling. The end never comes. As an asymptotic approach to zero. Ooh, math joke. Or, well, math. You know what an asymptote is. I like math. When will the second passed? Time and space have switched places. A second stretched out to infinity. 1 second becomes 0.1 seconds. 0.1 seconds become 0.01 seconds. 0.01 seconds becomes 0.001 seconds. 0.0001 seconds. 0.00001 seconds. 0.00001 seconds. 0.00001 seconds. 0.00001 seconds. 0.00001 seconds. When will I arrive? Gradually the time shortens. Gradually my perception of time lengthens. Face forward, struggle on. No matter how close I get, I can never reach. To the Demon Lord's Gate. Suddenly, her words take on an amused tone. The Demon Lord's Gate. You don't have the key. You can't pry it open. I try to shout, but my mouth won't move. I mustn't look back. You will be captured by the Demon Lord's minions. Pictures from the Jellyman's report flicker through my brain. My body. Don't look back. I want to look back. I want to go back. I can't look back. I can't go back. Face forward the thing. I face the future of becoming a Jellyman. We're frozen for eternity. Someone's texted me. Roused by a melody, I slowly open my eyes. Instead of an ocean of stars, I see the lavish familiar ceilings. Ugh, what a bad dream. It's bright out. What time is it? My phone is ringing. Oh dear, okay. I came like you said, Kami-kun. You promised to show me the IBM 5100, remember? Are you there? The windows are open, the lights are on. If you're there, could you open the door? I'm out front. Moeka. Name it again? I told her to stop with spam. I checked the clock. It's 9 AM. I slept for over 15 hours. No wonder I feel so lethargic. Safely on as I unlock the door. Are you asleep? Ignore me, maybe. I'm climbing the stairs now, Moeka. Fire, are you planning to be out? I'm coming to the door. I was gonna knock, but the hallway's dark and scary. I'm afraid something will jump out if I make any noise. Should go out? Where are you? Are you still in Akimara? Alright, we'll stop for today. Alright, kids. Today we'll be seeing Moeka. Doing whatever Moeka does, I suppose. I gotta go to the main menu. Alright. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you... I usually release these episodes like every 2 days, right? That's usually what I do for uploads, so I guess in 2 days, I'll see you again. Though for me, it'll probably be like... It was like our 4th episode, so probably like 2 weeks from now. So, I'll see you then. Bye, stay safe, and remember to... not eat weird gel chicken. Probably bad for you. Bye-bye.